Grammar with Miss Najwa, Part 1. Hello everyone, welcome to Grammar with Miss Najwa. In this video, Miss will help you and guide you to understand grammar better. Today, we are going to learn about simple present tense. Okay everyone, let's not waste any more time. Let's check out Miss' explanation in this video. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, the simple present tense is defined as the tense that is used to refer to events, actions, and conditions that are happening in the present. Here are the three main functions of the simple present tense. The first is a habit. Habit is used to express routines that are done repeatedly. The second is instruction. Instruction is used to give direct instruction or commands. The third and the last is a general truth. General truth is used to state facts that are universally true. Okay, now that you already understand what the simple present tense is, let's check out the formula and start making great sentences. Before we talk about the formula of the simple present tense, Miss would like to explain that the simple present tense has three types of sentences: positive, negative, and interrogative. Let's take a look at each of them one by one. First is the positive form. The positive sentences follows this pattern. First, we have the subject. It can be I, you, we, she, he. Second, we have the verb 1, which is also called the activity or action being done. Third, we have the object, which is the receiver of the action. It can be a thing or a living being. Fourth, we have the complement, which can be an adjective, a noun, or an adverb. Here's the example. I drink a glass of milk every night. I as the subject, drink as the verb, a glass of milk as the object, and every night as a complement, which is adverb of time. Next is negative. It means a sentence that expresses denial, refusal, or disagreement about something. Therefore, a negative sentence adds the word not and uses do or does as auxiliary verbs to form a denial. The negative sentence follows this pattern. First, subject. Second, do or does. Do is used with the subject I, you, we, and they. While does is used with third-person singular subjects, namely she, he, and it. Third is not. Fourth is verb 1. Fifth is object. And the last is complement. Here's the example. She doesn't like lemper. She as the subject. Doesn't as an auxiliary verb to form a denial. Like as the verb 1, lemper as the object. You are probably wondering why I didn't use a complement in this sentence. That's because a complement is not always necessary in a sentence. If the meaning is already clear, then there's no need to add a complement. The last is interrogative. It means a sentence used to ask a question. Its purpose is to information, confirmation, or clarification. Just like negative sentences, interrogative sentences also use do and does as auxiliary verbs to form yes or no questions or WH questions. The interrogative sentence follows this pattern. First, do or does as an auxiliary verb. Second is the subject. Third is the verb. Fourth is the object. Fifth is the complement. Here's the example. Does he play football in the schoolyard? Does as the auxiliary verb of he. He as the subject. Play as the verb 1. Football as the object. In the schoolyard as the complement, which is adverb of place. Miss, what if we want to make a positive sentence using the subject she or he? Is the formula the same as the one you showed us earlier? In that case, let's take a look at Miss' explanation about adding s and es to verbs in the simple present tense. To add s or es to a verb, the subject must be she, he, or it. Here are some of the rules. We add es if first, verbs ending in y preceded by a consonant, then y is replaced with I, like study to studies. Second, verbs ending in s, ch, o, x, and sh, like teach to teaches. Next, we add s if first, verbs ending in y preceded by a vowel, like buy to buys. Second, apart from the previous provisions, the verb gets the ending s, like sing to sings. Let's practice. Wow! Who here often makes their mom angry for waking up late and having a room that looks like a disaster zone? Are you guys? Alright then, let's make a sentence from a mother when her child is still sleeping during the day. Get out of bed! It's not morning anymore! In command sentences, we don't always need to use a complete subject or object because commands are direct and only require a base verb, as shown in the above. However, if you want to use an object to make the command clearer, it is allowed.